It's quite the debate last night, eh? I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else has to say about it. But it was a complete failure on Trump's part. You know, Trump, Mr. President, you can't let emotion take hold. Joe Biden is weak and pathetic. And that's more evident than ever. That's more evident than ever after the debate last night. Obsolescence of truth. Every word that came out of that man's mouth was a lie. Every word that Joe Biden said was a lie, and that was ridiculous. Because anybody who's been paying attention for the last 3.5 years knows that what POTUS has done is exponentially better than Joe Biden's ever done in 47 years in government. But Mr. President, you can't let emotion take a hold of you. You are a fighter, you are a warrior, I understand. Your base, they love you. The American people, they love you. But your display of ignorance yesterday was a bit too much. It was a bit too much. Your supporters will have your back. We the people have your back. But the people, the fence sitters, those people, you didn't do nothing to move them to your side. I understand that Chris Wallace wasn't particularly fair to you. I seen the whole debate, and honestly, it wasn't very fair. The questioning wasn't very fair for the questioning wasn't very fair, you know, and I can understand POTUS. You know, he's been fighting for 4 years, almost 4 years now. You know, the lamestream media, the fake news. But Mr. President, what you need to do is expose these demon rats for what they are. Expose them for their corruption. Expose them for their lies. But, you know, screaming really loudly and interrupting and stuff, it's not going to really do you any favors. We the people love you. Like, obviously, I'm not an American. You know, obviously I'm not an American. I only live like 13 kilometers away from the border there, from Washington. And Antifa came up and started the border on fire. That's why we had some forest fires not too long ago. You know, can't confirm or deny, but the bottom line is, when all these fires were going on in the States and Washington, you know, it's rather convenient that 6 fires along the border between Washington and Idaho, you know, within days of the protests in wherever, I don't know. Like Newport, Washington is the closest major city to me, so that's only like 2 hours away. And Spokane, Washington also is not too far away, and Idaho, there's like Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, and they're also not too far away. So any one of these Antifa-tards or Black Lives Matter-tards could have came up and started the fires on the border, who knows. But like I say, I can't confirm or deny, because there's a mass wilderness between Canada and the United States. Like as soon as you cross the border, there's a little border town there, but I can't even remember. I haven't been down in the States in a long time, but I'm not allowed to go to the States. Criminal record. But anyways, nobody needs to know that. But anyways, Mr. President, if you want to win the hearts and minds of people, you can't act childish. Joe Biden is weak. So weak, and every word he said was a lie. Anybody who has any self-awareness and any awareness whatsoever, and who's been paying attention to what's been going on for the last 3.5 years, knows exactly what POTUS has done, knows exactly how much life has gotten better, how much better life's gotten since POTUS has been elected, other than the chaos from the Democrat side and the Globalist Agenda, which is the Democratic Party, which is the Canadian Liberal Party. They're all cut from the same cloth. The Democrats, the Liberals are all cut from the same cloth. People ask, why the hell do I care about what's going on in the States? It doesn't affect me. I'm a Canadian, yeah? But no, it affects, it's not about left and right. It's about good and evil. What goes south directly affects us in Canada through trade and other means, through, you know, like our relationship since POTUS has been elected, our relationship with the United States has been absolutely decimated. Canada is suffering a great deal of misery since the Liberals have gained power. And our Justin Trudeau has been in power now for, I don't even know. He won his second term, so it's been about 1.5 years, 2 years since he got re-elected. So it's almost 6 years. But in those 6 years, Canada is going through a recession. Justin Trudeau is bankrupting our country. And then this COVID thing happened. Now he's doing all these totalitarian things, like locking down cities and major cities in Ontario and Quebec. Thankfully out west we haven't really suffered that much. But our whole country is falling apart. So ask me again, why do I care about what's going on in the States? Because of Justin Trudeau. You know, our trade with the United States, obviously Justin Trudeau doesn't like Donald Trump. And actually, yeah, no, Justin Trudeau does not like Donald Trump. And Donald Trump doesn't like Justin Trudeau. No self-respecting man likes Justin Trudeau. But that debate last night was a bit pathetic, actually, to be honest. Mr. President, you need to act on reason, not emotion. It's like Jesse Lee Peterson says, you know, anger fuels it's the female energy. Anger is the female energy. I can understand why POTUS is getting so upset and frustrated, because Chris Wallace, you know, the questioning for POTUS was really kind of unfair and partisan, you know, like, you know, Joe Biden getting muffin punches, you know, he's getting muffin questions, like, you know, basically, you know, I know the Democrats think that he did well or whatever, but the bar for Joe Biden is so low that if he doesn't piss his pants standing there for 90 minutes, it's a success, right? But every word that came out of Joe Biden's mouth was a frickin' lie. Every freaking word that man said was a lie. You know, and then he brings up the the tax returns from POTUS. But if you want to win over the people, POTUS, you must maintain reason. You must expose these demon rats for what they are: corrupt, twisted motherfuckers. Joe Biden is the establishment. Joe Biden is a crooked, twisted demon rat. He's been in power for 40, he's been in Parliament for, in the Senate for 47 years. 47 years. And the reason why the Democrats are pushing for Joe Biden, the weakest candidate ever in the history of candidates as far as I'm concerned. Like, he's even weaker than our Justin Trudeau. Like, Justin Trudeau, you can say what you will about Justin Trudeau, but he has really nice hair and he's a very good looking guy. But he's also a very good speaker. He's very calm and collected. He's very, I guess in the American sense, he'd be very presidential. And the women are the ones who got him voted in, because he's very well spoken. He's very well spoken. He's, you know, he can spool up the lies and lies and lies and lies all the time. But the sheeple will believe him because he has such a calming influence on people. I can understand why certain people did vote for Justin Trudeau. He's very presidential, although we don't have prime ministerial. I guess that's what would be the word I was trying to look for it in my brain, but my brain doesn't work. He's a very, I don't know, I forgot it again. Benenois POTUS, Mr. President, your base loves you. The people, we the people love you. Even in Canada, we had rallies in Canada. Not even that long ago, we had Canadians for Trump, and there was like over 5,000 people rallying for President Trump in the western provinces like Alberta and Saskatchewan, because that's where all of our oil and gas is, and a lot of minerals are in the western part of Canada. So mostly hard-working people who have good jobs in the oil field and stuff. They're all west and up and north, mining and whatever else we have here, forestry, mining, oil and gas. You know, we even have raw earth around here, up in the Northwest Territories, rare earth material. Up in the Northwest Territories, there's a lot of it. Canada should not be in debt. You know, Canada should be, you know, the second, you know, comparative to the United States, we should be second in the world for GDP, right? But because of Justin Trudeau, you know, our economy is suffering a great deal. There's more people unemployed now than 1929, right? There's so many people unemployed right now. Thankfully, out west, we haven't been infected too much by liberal politics, because the liberal governments don't give a crap about what's happening out west. All they care about is, the only time we see our prime ministers is when it's an election season and they have to come over all this way to try to win the votes of the western people. The truth of the matter is, Mr. President, you need to act on reason and not emotion. I can understand that you're feeling a bit betrayed. I can understand that you're a warrior, sir. You're a great warrior, and you fight for the people. And the people who know something about anything, who've been paying attention, know what you've done. And congratulations on your third nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize. And out of any president in recent history, you deserve it more than anyone. You've created peace in the Middle East. You know, hopefully it holds. And landmark deals, you know, that's what you need to focus on. Not attacking Joe Biden. Because it's like everybody said on the internet last night. Everybody said that, you know, you should just give Joe Biden enough rope to hang himself, because he will. Because the man can't even stand there for 90 minutes and be coherent. You know, stop attacking him. You know, use truth and reason. Everybody knows that has any self-awareness or any awareness whatsoever knows the Democrats are evil, knows the Democrats are corrupt, twisted individuals, ran and operated by the Globalist Agenda and Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. That's what you need to focus on, because you didn't win anybody over last night, Mr. President. You did not win anybody over. You know, the people that support you will support you, but the people who are sitting on the fence wondering where the hell they're going to lie, where their vote's going, you didn't win any of those people over last night. I can understand your frustration. I can understand, because, you know, the moderator wasn't very fair to you. You know, the media is not very fair to you. You know, I understand your frustration, sir. I understand it 100%. I understand it. You're a brilliant politician, and you're a brilliant man, but you need to attack with reason and common sense. Expose these Democrats for what they truly are, which are corrupt, twisted individuals. I know that you're doing your best, but when it came to that debate last night, you didn't win anybody over, and you know, your supporters will still support you. That's true. Your supporters will still support you no matter what you do, because they love you. That we, the people, love you, right? But it's the sheeple that you need to win over if you're going to win that house. The sheeple will dictate the election, and so you have to win those people over. And then even today, you know, more, and make sure that the mail-in ballots, you hammer that home, because in the last 3 days there's more things coming out. Like what was it? Just on Fox News this morning, there was like, you know, 10,000 or 100,000 ballots sent to New York with the wrong names and people dying there and stuff. You know, you absolutely have a reason to fear the mail-in ballot. It's an absolute fraudulent thing. Everybody knows, with any common sense, any kind of awareness whatsoever, knows that the Democrats are going to cheat, know that they're trying to cheat. But Mr. President, you need to hammer home how corrupt these Democrats are. Do not attack Joe Biden. Do not get emotional about it. Find your inner strength. Find your inner strength. Do not allow that female energy to grab hold and be angry. You know, you are a warrior. I understand, and I can understand your frustration. But you didn't win anybody over last night. That's the problem I have, Mr. President. You know, what is it? What's the saying? A good king always listens to his advisors. You need to listen to your advisors. The people who know the game a little bit better than you. I know you do, and I know you've been doing a great job. As far as I'm concerned, as a Canadian, I really don't have much say, but I have friends that are Americans, dual citizens, and they're all voting for you. Most of my friends that have dual citizenship are voting for you. Like I said, in Canada, we love you. In Canada, we understand the policies of Democrats, because liberals and Democrats they're the same. They're globalists. They're corrupt. They're twisted. Because in Canada, we've been under liberal rule for as long as I can remember. You know, we had a conservative government once. Twice. We had one conservative in the 4 decades that I've been on this planet. We've had conservative governments only twice in 2 terms. But throughout my history on this planet, throughout my time on this planet, it's all been liberal. From the time I was very young to the time to right now. And our country is suffering a great deal from liberal politics. And maybe that's why Canadians are so concerned about what's going on in the States, because we know exactly what it's like when we have a totalitarian regime like the Democrats, like the liberals. You know, they tax the shit out of us. We can barely afford to pay attention nowadays. You know, carbon taxes and all these other stupid left-wing ideas, getting thrown in jail for misgendering someone, you know, critical race theory in colleges and universities, you know, endless mounds of people from the third world coming into our country, you know, tax laws that only benefit immigrants, tax laws that only benefit the very rich, while the everyday hard-working person has to pay, you know, what is it now? Like 45% of our income goes to the government. Maybe even more. I don't know. You know, you just work and you pay your taxes, and you know, you go to the store, you pay your taxes every time you buy something. You pay your taxes, everything, right? But I'd say it's probably like 36% of our income goes to just paying taxes. Maybe as much as 42% goes to paying taxes. Can't buy a house. But, you know, the liberal governments give incentives to migrants and immigrants. And, well, the everyday people, like myself, the everyday people that have lived and died in this country for generations, can't even afford to pay attention. You know, the American dream, the Canadian dream is one of the same. Canada is just a pale image of the United States, really, to be honest. We're brothers. You know, Canada and the United States are brothers. If anything, we're kissing cousins, right? So whatever happens south directly affects us in Canada. Whatever happens in the United States of America, it will reverberate around the world. There's people, especially from the Western world. There's people in Australia, you know, whatever happens in the States reverberates around the world. So yeah, everybody around the world is interested in what's happening in the States right now, because they know if the United States falls, to these left-wing ideas and this crazy rhetoric of the left, if the United States falls, the whole Western world will fall with it. So you got people like Tim Pool's, you know, saying like, you know, why do Canadians care so much about what happens in the States? We should mind our own business. Because, little Tim, the bottom line is that whatever happens in the States goes around the world, and it directly affects us in Canada. Directly. Because our economies are so tied together. You know, if Canada falls, the United States falls. If the United States falls, Canada falls. Because everything that we do in Canada directly affects you guys as well. Because we're neighbors. We're absolutely the same people. From a different, you know, we're exactly the same people. You know, Canadians are Canadians, obviously. We got our own country, our own laws. We're more closely related to the British. But, and then Tim Pool's like, well, there must be world peace if there's Agenda 21, and you know, and the whole world is cooperating. No, Tim. No, Tim Pool. I love you, man, but the bottom line is there's a handful of people in the world that are running everything. A handful of people, the very rich, the elite in the world. And Donald Trump is directly attacking them. Donald Trump is fighting against the globalist agenda. That's why they hate him so much. Like, you're a smart guy, Mr. Tim Pool. But the bottom line is, it's a handful of people that are running the world. You know. And Donald Trump is single-handedly attacking them. And so it is more imperative than ever, that Donald Trump gets in. So I implore you, Mr. President, please act on reason instead of emotion. Attack these demon rats for what they are. Corrupt, twisted motherfuckers. It's the obsolescence of truth. Everything that comes out of Joe Biden's mouth is the obsolescence of truth. And anyone who has any self-awareness knows that. Anybody who's been paying attention to what's been going on in the last 4 years knows that the Democrats are evil. That's a strong word, evil. But the bottom line is, the obsolescence of truth is coming from the Democratic Party, where Joe Biden's saying that Antifa is an ideology. But what he won't tell you is that he's bought and paid for by the globalist agenda, the Democratic Party, you know. So, Mr. President, I implore you, please restrain yourself. Act on reason instead of emotion. Because you didn't win anybody over last night. Honest to God, Mr. President, I love you. I care for what's happening to my brothers in arms down in the States. I absolutely need you to win. You know, I'm a nobody. I'm just some idiot on the internet. But the bottom line is, I seen that debate last night, and you did. And if I was a fence sitter, you wouldn't have won me over at all. You know, Joe Biden wouldn't have won me over at all neither. But the bottom line is that I've already seen what you've done in the last 3.5 years, 4 years almost now. And the truth of the matter is, Mr. President, you need to be more refined. You need to be more refined. You need to win that female vote. You need to win those fence sitters. This is the most important election in the history of elections, either side of the border. This is the most important election that will ever happen in our generation. Whatever happens in this election will dictate what happens for the next 30 years. And it's an imperative that, Mr. President, that you stay the course. You stay the course. Be more refined, more direct in your attacks to Joe Biden. Don't even attack Joe Biden. He's weak and pathetic. Attack his principle. Attack what the Democrat Party truly is, which is satanic, evil, twisted motherfuckers. Peace in the Middle East and love and light.